The Infinite Light Sutra, the 6 Paramitas. The first of the 6 principles is giving. There are 3 kinds of giving. Giving of wealth, which will result in wealth in return. Giving of knowledge, either worldly or spiritual, which will result in intelligence or insight. Giving of fearlessness, which will result in longevity and good health. All the infinite afflictions can be summed into 6 basic afflictions: greed, anger, ignorance, arrogance, doubt and erroneous views. These 6 can all be categorized under greed. Anger arises when one cannot satisfy the greed within. Once the greed is satisfied, the anger naturally subsides. The practice of giving neutralizes greed, the worst of the 3 poisons of the mind. To rid ourselves of greed, we first reflect deeply to see what we crave the most. Starting from there, we proceed to let go of reputation, wealth, the 5 desires and the temptations of the 6 dusts or pollutants of the 6 senses. One creates obstacles for oneself by being unable to give. Understanding the truth of cause and effect, one will have the courage and joy to let go. When letting go of what one is destined to have, one will simply find it coming back from somewhere else. One will not be able to discard what one was meant to have, nor will one be able to keep what one was not meant to have. Furthermore, using devious means will not retain it either, but will instead bring disaster. The life of a human being is mapped out at birth. Bodhisattvas, heavenly beings or kings of the underworld, do not control fate. Fate is determined by the causes one planted in their previous lives as well as in this life. Thus, one will either experience suffering or happiness in this life. However, one's thoughts, speech or behavior, resulting in good or bad karma, can change fate. Giving is not discarding, but gaining. The value within the acts of true giving will not diminish. The second principle is precept observation. Its extended meaning is to follow the laws and customs wherever or whenever they apply. It is essential to practice giving before precept observation because without giving to neutralize the greed, one is unable to observe the precepts. For instance, when greed is in control, one thinks only of ways to possess wealth, not how to observe laws. Cultivating the 10 good conducts always brings good results. Although the result is good, this will only help one to reach heaven. However, one is still mired in reincarnation. On the other hand, observing the precepts brings the profound benefits of transcending reincarnation. The third principle is patience. It teaches us to be patient in everything we say and do. It takes great patience to transcend the cycle of life and death. For all its simplicity and ease, the Buddha name chanting method calls for patience and maintaining continuity without doubt. Though it may be hard at first, the result is attaining a certain degree of purity of mind, which brings out the true self, joy and true happiness, giving one the utmost enjoyment in life. With patience, Buddha name chanting elevates one's state of mind, level by level, enabling one to experience the utmost happiness. The practice of giving is the first level, precept observation the second and patience the third. Like constructing a building while disregarding the first level, not being able to give will hinder one from reaching the second or the third level. The fourth principle is diligence. Diligence is being skillful and focusing on only one specialty, which brings a meaningful outcome. To succeed, one needs to concentrate on one method. People who attained achievements in this world initially specialized in one method. For those who study a variety of fields simultaneously, it is very hard to rise above the ones who have specialized. Upon reaching a certain level through profound cultivation on one method, we end affliction to open our mind. The more we focus on one simple method, the faster we advance. The more we intermingle with numerous difficult methods, the slower we advance. Because all sutras originate from self-nature, when one thoroughly comprehends one sutra, one comprehends all sutras. The fifth principle is deep concentration. Insight gained from the practice of deep concentration helps us to truly suppress afflictions. The sixth principle is wisdom. With firm concentration, we can awaken our realization, turning afflictions into enlightenment and thus, truly severing our afflictions. At this point, one thoroughly comprehends the true reality of life and the universe, understanding clearly cause and effect, thereby attaining the great liberation. For those undelivered sentient beings, let them cross over to the other shore. For those sentient beings who have not had the chance to encounter the Buddha's teaching, let the seed be planted so that in the future they will encounter these teachings. For those already delivered, let them attain Buddhahood. For those with good roots able to accept the Buddha's teaching, the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas will help them to progress rapidly to Buddhahood.